Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is the Prince of FNAF, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing, and also be sure to hit that notification bell. That way, you'll indeed be notified for any awesome videos like this in the future. Funtime Foxy is one of the first three antagonists we meet during the events of Five Nights at Freddy's Assisted Location, and is pretty cool. It bears a striking resemblance to the version of Funtime Foxy we saw in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, obviously with a chromed out, much more futuristic look, with opening faceplates, a speaker on the chest, and a lot more expressive face. This version of Funtime Foxy is a male, where it was often believed that the Funtime Foxy that appeared in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was a female. This one is most definitely a male, judging from voice lines in Ultimate Custom Night, where it has a very obviously male voice. Funtime Foxy performs in a stage much like Foxy's Pirate's Cove from the first game, and it is presumed that it sings and dances and probably tells stories. It's pretty cool, and I think it's a really cool and awesome representation of Foxy, giving the Funtime Foxy from FNAF 2 a much more futuristic look. And hey, the jump scare is quite terrifying. It gets me every time. Also, it would seem that Funtime Foxy shares characteristics with Ballora, in the sense that after she leaves the show stage, her movements are quite unnerving. Funtime Foxy is characterized as being able to crawl around on all fours like an animal, being able to vastly cover the distance between him and his prey. Funtime Foxy is also characterized as to be quite a showman, as he has a very showman-like presence whenever he's talking. And I think that's one really silly thing they added to his character, amidst all the terror of him just chasing you on all fours and his faceplate opening up when he catches you, which is one of the more terrifying jump scare mechanics in any Five Nights at Freddy's game to date. Next up, we have the quite attractive and voluptuous Funtime Chica, who unfortunately did not make an appearance in Five Nights at Freddy's The Sister Location, but rather made an appearance in Ultimate Custom Night alongside some of the Sister Location characters that returned in that game. She is quite a very, promiscuous looking animatronic. She's very curvy and very thin and almost supermodel-esque, and she comes equipped with a quite terrifying cupcake. The cupcake isn't really that scary, it's just something unnerving about the way its face looks. These big, huge, unblinking eyes and the weird teeth. It just looks creepy to me. She's a very attractive character, and her jump scare, or distractions as they're called in game, seems very much almost like a photo shoot or something else a little bit more promiscuous that I'm not going to get into, but it's very interesting. And you never actually see the animatronic itself, but rather cartoon depictions of the animatronic saying flirtatious stuff and talking about her picture being taken and all that jazz. She's a very interesting animatronic, and its gameplay mechanics are very different compared to ones we've seen in the past. She's very, again, flirtatious and very, enthusiastic, and it's a very interesting aesthetic to the franchise, considering we've never had an animatronic appear in a cartoon style before within a mainline Five Nights at Freddy's game. So it's pretty cool and definitely a really interesting mechanic altogether. Funtime Freddy has to be one of the more unnerving animatronics within Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, and out of all of the Funtime gang, he has to be the scariest. Not that he looks scary or he does anything scary, but rather simply because of his personality. Funtime Freddy appears to be very friendly, but there are kind of deep, almost demonic undertones in the way he speaks and the way he interacts with you. When you first encounter him in the electrical room, it always feels like something bad is going to happen the longer you stay in there with him. He talks to you and antagonizes you, And whenever the lights go out, you get nervous, thinking, is he going to appear closer to me or is he going to be farther away? Keeping the gameplay fresh. And when you get to the office area, near the end of the game, his attacks are relentless, as he often sends Bonbon after you, or just comes to do whatever horrible thing he has planned for you himself. Keeping the gameplay fresh, it always feels like you're in grave danger when facing Funtime Freddy. And his demonic and even sinister ramblings don't make things any easier for you. Freddy wields a Bonnie hand puppet simply dubbed Bonbon that Freddy can use to actually attack and even kill the Night Guard during the events of the game. In fact, the one way that you can find out if Freddy is using Bonbon to attack you is he'll say, "Are you ready for a surprise? Bonbon, go get him." And at this point, you should shut the doors because Bonbon is on his way, and he is very, very fast. However, unfortunately for Freddy, he would join the other animatronics during the final moments of the game, where they would get scooped by the scooping room, and all of their mangled animatronic parts combined into one being. This referred to as Ennard in the menu screen. Ennard is an amalgamation of all the different animatronic parts into one body. Its only purpose was to be part of Baby's master plan, which was to scoop the game's protagonist and then wear that person like a skin suit so that they could leave Circus Baby's pizza world and live their own life like a weird, creepy human. It's kind of like the Terminator, in a way. Now, getting into more detail about the Bonnie hand puppet, simply dubbed Bonbon. Bonbon is quite a friendly character. In fact, I'd say he's probably the friendliest character in Five Nights at Freddy's, the sister location. In fact, Bonbon doesn't even seem to want to kill the Night Guard, and only does because Freddy tells him to. Bonbon is characterized as being a very friendly and comforting character. In fact, it even seems that Bonbon himself is kind of like Freddy's consciousness, or conscience, telling him what he shouldn't do and what he should do, kind of keeping the boy in check. So obviously, when Freddy loses Bonbon, it becomes a lot harder for Bonbon to help Freddy not do sadistic things. But I really love their dynamic. It's a really cool thing. I love to see these two very different characters interacting with each other, kind of like an animatronic version of The Odd Couple, except one of them is sadistic and one of them is very friendly and understanding. When we first meet Bonbon and Funtime Freddy in the electrical room, Bonbon is trying to convince Funtime Freddy to go back to sleep. However, this is to no avail, as Funtime Freddy swears he heard something moving in the dark, and that something is us. If Bonbon reaches the player's location, he will jump into your face and let out a blood-curdling shriek. However, in Ultimate Custom Night, there is a slightly different interaction when it comes to his jump scare, whereas he will walk across the screen, and if the player does not click on his nose, he will then proceed to do the exact same jump scare, which is where he would jump into your face and let out a terrifying shriek. As it would seem, Freddy carries around two hand puppets. He does carry around a secondary hand puppet, which is a pink version of Bonbon, referred only to as Bonette. Her behavior is much the same as Bonbon's behavior, only whenever she appears in the office, she will giggle and continue to giggle until you click her nose or get jump scared by her. However, Bonette is not referred as a canon character, simply because she was just a bonus character included in the Ultimate Night for Sister Location. The inspiration for this video literally came from me just wanting to create a video with all of the Funtime versions of the OG Five Nights at Freddy's Fazbear Band, so the Funtime version of Foxy, the Funtime version of Chica, the Funtime version of Freddy, and the Funtime version of Bonnie, referred to as Bonbon. But let me know what you guys thought about this list, if I missed anything, or if you're generally happy with what came out, which of the funtime animatronics is your favorite. And with that being said, do take care and have a great night.